Hey everyone, this is Joe Petri coming to you from SuperheroWorkoutNation.com. Thank you so much for watching. I wanted to follow up with my P90X tips series. This is P90X tip number 2. First one, you can check that out on my YouTube channel. You can check that out on the blog, SuperheroWorkoutNation.com, to check out tip number 1. But tip number 2, I want to talk about probably one of the most complicated and challenging parts of P90X, and that's the nutrition guide. A lot of people ask me questions about what to eat, what the nutrition guide, what's the best way to do it. The P90X nutrition guide is a little bit confusing. They improved it in terms of understanding with P90X2, but this is my P90X nutrition guide. It's old school, comes with the ringers. If you have one, it's probably more of a book form, but this is one of the very first copies. There's a couple things I didn't understand. The first thing were these little blocks of proteins, carbs, fats, and each block represented 100 calories, and you could have 3 blocks, and it was confusing. And it wasn't until I went to a Tony Horton fitness camp in 2007 that I was turned on to the best way of maximizing your nutrition. Really, that simply, there's 2 websites that I strongly recommend you use for this portion. You really want to nail those macronutrients that P90X talks about. So macronutrients simply are the proteins, carbs, and fats. And with each different phase of P90X is a different ratio you want to be aiming to hit. The TeamBeachbody.com website does a decent job of allowing you to track. But the ones that I like the best, they're both free, is MyFitnessPal.com and FitDay.com. FitDay.com is the one I use. I know FitnessPal.com is more popular and a little bit more user-friendly, but I like FitDay.com. What I did is I just cleared out my cabinets and I went in there and I just created a database, and any kind of new food, I would just add it in, the calories, the fats, the sodium, all the nutritional information I'd put in there in FitnessDay, in FitDay.com. Because FitDay.com doesn't really have a complete database. It's a good database, but it's not super complete in terms of specialty foods. MyFitnessPal.com, more complete in terms of specialty foods, restaurants, stuff like that, to where you can track. Each one has an app for the iPhone. So again, easy management. But you really want to hit those nutrients, those macronutrients. In phase 1, it's 50% protein. And what I found to really help me hit that 50% mark is to start my day with a high protein breakfast. Egg whites, turkey bacon, turkey sausage, anything you can do to skyrocket. Limit your carbohydrates in the morning until you get into phase 3. Then you can go back to steel cut oats and more fruits and stuff like that. But if you want to, that first phase is that fat shredder phase. So you really want to skyrocket that protein. And it also allows for a little bit of leeway throughout the course of the day, especially when you're working, especially when there may be a little bit more processed carbs have easy access to. Control your breakfast. If breakfast is something you struggle with, or lunch for that matter, I highly recommend Shakeology. Not going to talk too much about that, but feel free to message me, comment below, check out the website, learn more about Shakeology. My personal Shakeology website is thealternativesucks.com. Learn about it, check it out. Highly recommend that to make your nutrition easier. But really, when it comes down to getting the results you're after with P90X, the fitness is half, if not more, the battle. Not the fitness. The nutrition is half, if not more, the battle. Hey, this is live. I mess up. What are you going to do? So with the nutrition plan, I was single for a very long time. So one skill that I've come to develop is I know how to cook now. I know how to cook for myself. I know how to follow recipes. So that's one thing I highly recommend doing, is stop living out of a box, buying frozen foods. If you're a bachelor, learn to cook for yourself. Learn to cook healthy for yourself. The thing with the P90X is that it comes with a portion plan and a recipe plan. All right. So the portion plan is you're really just portioning out vegetables, chicken, whatever, keeping it simple. You're eating alone, so you don't want to make too much. But now that I'm engaged, now that I'm moving on with my life, we're more of the recipe plan. We're really, I'm cooking for 2, and then someday we'll be cooking for 3 or 4, as we have kids, and we want to make sure that the healthy eating habits are passed to them. So it's really a family event in terms of cooking and planning. And meal planning is something I'll talk more about as the series progresses, and the importance of meal planning, the importance of grocery shopping, where to shop, what to buy, all that kind of stuff. But with a nutrition plan, when you're just starting out, go to fitday.com, go to myfitnesspal.com, go to your teambeachbody.com website. Also, you can sign up for a free account through the superheroworkoutnation.com there. Tons of tools, tons of tips, but those two websites that I mentioned really will help you break down in pie chart form the ratio and percentage of proteins, carbohydrates to fats. Because phase 1, it's 50% proteins, 30% carbs, 20% fats. Phase 2, it's 40, 40, 20, 40 protein, 40 carbs. And then once you get to that, and for most people, stay in phase 2. Like I pretty much, once I go through phase 1, I stay in phase 2 in terms of nutrition, even through phase 3. Phase 3 is more of that elite athlete. They're at, somewhere between 8 to 12% body fat. They don't have a lot of fat to burn, so they're increase the carbs to about 50 to 60%, 20% protein. So that's how the P90X nutrition plan works. I hope this was helpful. Please leave your comments and questions below. I'd love to answer them. Love to talk to you more about your P90X journey. And some of your questions can actually help me, how to answer them in the next video. What other tips I can go. I'm kind of going off of tips that have helped me in the past to get my P90X results. I want to help you get your P90X results. So please comment below, ask questions. I'd be more than happy to help you. Thanks for watching. Joe Petri. Find me at the superheroworkoutnation.com.